Does this seem? No, man. No, bad back. I ain't got no blinders. I know what's happening here. I know exactly what's happening here. And I can prove it. And I got numbers on my side that prove it. I see everything I need to see. Yeah, I read the report, bad back. I totally read it. And I think we're on the right track after reading the report, especially after reading the report. Especially after Janet Yellen got up there and started telling them that they've exhausted everything in their means in order to they needed to increase uh, the debt limit, and if they didn't increase it, that the market was going to crash. I've read it all. I've read every single bit of it, and it's all telling me that everything that we're seeing is happening for a reason. It's happening for a reason because they've done things they shouldn't have done. Yeah, I've read part of it. I have. I have read part of it. I read everything that I needed to read. Well, no, you have to understand, bad back. There's a lot of fluff in those reports. There's a lot of fluff in those reports, and you don't have to read the entire report to get a big picture of what's going on. There's only certain pieces of the reports that you need to read that really tell you about the exact numbers of what it is that you're seeing. And those are the key parts that you need to read over, right? If you learn how to scan and read technical documents correctly, then you know where to go to find certain pieces of information that you need to get the information that will tell you what's going on. You don't need to read an entire report. It doesn't there's so much fluff in those things, it's insane. I've read the important parts and I understand what they're saying. And I understand that they're acknowledging fault in some of the things that need to be corrected. And I also acknowledge that they have made tons of rule changes since they've created that report to try and fix some of those faults because they knew they made mistakes. They knew they made mistakes and they're fixing them. They're trying to fix them as fast as they possibly can before this whole thing tanks. But I'll tell you what, Badback, give me one number besides price. Give me one number that tells me that this is not going to go the way that I think it's going to go. One number. Any number you choose. Anything you want. Give me one statistic that looks bad besides price that will have me shaking in my boots. Just one. I'm guarantee you're not going to be able to find it. No, bad back. They're not trusting my opinion. I think that they're trusting their own opinions. I'm pretty sure that we're all grown adults here and we all know that we're making our own choices. And you can't guilt trip me for that. I won't take it. Here we all make our own choices. Had a. It's funny you should say that because we had a guy came on. Salty Dog was there for this. I know Salty Dog, and I can't remember who else was there for this, but we had a space call where a guy came on. And he started crying like I'm losing all my money kind of thing, and it was obviously a show. And it was funny because I was sitting there thinking to myself, I don't remember who brought it up. They said like, who cried when they lost money in 2008, and who cried when they lost money in 2001. Like I didn't cry. I don't remember ever crying when I lost money during those periods of time. Never. You know it's a gamble when you're in something like this. You know it is. You always know it is. But in this particular instance, the data that supports what's going on here is highly favorable to us on our side. And the fact that people are sitting here and holding this, and you can look at the data and you can see that they're holding and that they're buying more and more and more and more, it tells you that something is being manipulated. And it tells you that you know that you're right. It tells you I have all the data. I don't have to show this data to people. Like people can look this up on their own. I'm just a means of looking it up faster so they can have it fed to them. I'm not skewing the data. The data is there. It's obvious. Off exchange. 52.37 and 13.35 was the old data. It is now 54.35. Off exchange is hugely. Now that they've tripped SSR, guys, it looks like the fight's coming back to AMC. I think they're done with. I think they're done with the ETFs now. They don't have to mess with the ETFs once they've tripped SSR. But I'll tell you what, though. Normally they don't even use the off exchange when they've tripped SSR because they don't need to. I always view dark pools as kind of being like a shield to hide or defend against price discovery. Whereas when SSR is tripped, they can just create or print synthetic naked shorts, which in that case, like you don't need a shield. They got a force field. They're just printing more shares, just printing them all up. 54.35 and 13.01 for CBOE EDGX. Those are really the EDGX is about 1.25% higher than normal, and off exchange is right there, almost at exactly average. Taking a look at Ortex, an hour ago there was 3.09 million shares having. I'm sorry, an hour ago there was 3.09 million shares borrowed according to Ortex, and that put us our estimated current short share interest of the free float at 19.7. It's exactly the same an hour later. And taking a look at the options, highest amount of volume today on the call side at a $20 strike price, still the same case. An hour ago it was 15.9 thousand contracts, it's now 20. On the put side, at a $20 strike price an hour ago there was 24.9, there's now 27.1. Orders by Fidelity customers. AMC moving from fifth to third in volume. 76 to 24% buy to sell ratio. It's going up. Went from 75 to 76. GME moving up a slot as well from 10th to 9th with 84% buys to 16% sales. Shares borrowed in the last hour. Zilch, nada, nothing. Nope, take that back. That's not true. Almost 200,000. I'm going to just call it 200,000 because it's pretty close. So that's 2.35 million shares that they've borrowed for the day to day. That's actually kind of a. Oh, wait, there's another 100K in here? No. Nope, never mind. That's the same number. 61.3 thousand contracts are in the money on the calls. 249.8 thousand contracts are out of the money on the puts. SSR is tripped for the day. NASDAQ is down 2.12, Dow Jones is down 1.38, and the S&P 500 is down 1.6. The market is on fire, guys. It is on fire. I'm talking like if you could go to Taco Bell and pick yourself out a hot sauce, they don't have it. That's how fire this is. This is beyond Diablo. 5,999 decliners to 1,674 advancers. The VIX is up 16.1%. High amounts of futures volatility in the futures. IWM is down 2.31%. Tesla is down 0.6. Amazon down 2.28. Cinemark down 3.71. Doge down 4.33. Bitcoin down 1.29. GME is down 7.75, and AMC is down 10.79. Refreshing the inflow versus outflow, we currently have a 7-point spread with more outflow than inflow, and our total volume for the day today is 44 million shares having been traded. Let's see what kind of pace we're on. We're on pace for 59.7 million shares having been traded for the day today. My prediction at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time was 50 to 70 million. So it looks like we're gonna fall really close to right in there. I might be on the low side. It just depends on how much they knock down the volume here between now and the end of the day. I have a feeling they're gonna knock the shit out of it. we might we might actually close just underneath my value if they knock this volume down enough. Let's check it out here. What are we at volume wise? Yep, they've got it down to 60,000. 60,000 is the preferred number that they love to keep it at. On the daily interval, I'm only looking at vortex indicator and the RSI right here, these two numbers at the very bottom. Vortex indicator showing more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 24.35. On the hourly, we have more buying pressure than selling pressure with an RSI of 26.33 and rising. On a 30-minute interval, we have more buying pressure than selling pressure with an RSI of 31.89 and rising. On a 5-minute interval, more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 51.94, just above average. And with that, I can now see what you guys are saying. Let's see what you got. Porter said I would crap my gear if we end green today. There is a limitation, Unique Gaming. There is a limitation. They cannot do this forever, I promise you. They can't. The only thing that could change that would be us selling. That would be the only thing that could change it. So Joe wants to know define fireworks. 20% is not fireworks after getting tapped out. Um, so if we hit that 35% mark or 40% mark, I would expect to see, well, I mean, the best thing I can show you is this, right? This right here. You know, if this is the drive down, if we're in this section, let me see, get the info off the screen. If we're in this section right here, and this section right here, and this section right here, which happens to be that right there. If we are in those sections, and that's what we're playing out right now, and we follow this calendar with the 15th being the last day of the expiration of the some of the the leap options. We're looking at 1 to 2 days after that date, and this is showing the 21st for this calendar year. So we're looking at like the 20. I'm thinking it's it'd be like the 24th through the 26th, somewhere in that range. I really kind of think it's going to be more towards the 26th, but that was just a kind of approximation based off of how far we're moving and just kind of some other numbers as well. But I kind of felt like the 26th. That's the case, then you're looking at one of these things, right? Some of these movements. And those are pretty big leaps, not just 20%. It never changes. You know what time it is? It's time to eat, sleep, and drink. Prepare your mind for tomorrow. Spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, spend time with your kids, spend time with your pets. But whatever you do, don't have a good day. Have a great day.